Hey everybody, this is Big Benedict. We're on the Protect the Translator sequence, and if there are three difficult parts in this game that I would rank as, the most difficult parts that I suspect most people would consider to be the most three difficult parts, I would say that this one is the first one. The second is the Cerebus breeder fight with the Juggernauts, and then finally the Loon Chamber fight with the last one that I mentioned being the ultimate for difficulty. So this is a very difficult part, obviously, and I suspect that a lot of people are going to be having trouble with this video. So I'm going to just make this a standalone video for this part. So we need to protect the translator here, obviously. Your biggest tools are going to be to use the Barbarian Hammer on the Satyrs, and then we're going to be using Kronos' Rage on the last part. The first two phases of this fight are not difficult whatsoever when you're doing my strategy. This strategy here, all you need to do is put him back in the arch, the doorway, and then just take these enemies out. You really don't need to worry about your health. The priority here is his health. You can really get overcome by enemies in the final phase. And by the way, there are no checkpoints here, so it's really frustrating to have to do two fairly easy parts, and then the final parts is the one you need to focus on. But so once this wave is cleared, we're on the second wave, and we're going to be dealing with some more some Hades soldiers and some standard satyrs. So you need to pick this guy up, and what I'm going to do here is carry him over here. Just to the tripwire point, and I'll show you where it is. It's this little line right there where I crossed it, and then you fall back. And these enemies don't go really quickly to you. It's kind of in slow motion, the enemies, and you walk slowly. But just set this guy down here, take the rock off the pressure switch, and then bust out your hammer. And all we're going to be doing here is the Might of the King move on these guys through the door. And if you want to jump and just press L1, it does the move that I'm doing currently. It's a safer move, but it's a little weaker than pressing L1 plus triangle, which is the Might of the King move. So this is what's going to save you. This doing this through the door, doing these ground blasts with the Barbarian Hammer. And I got the Barbarian Hammer up to level 2 here, so it takes these guys out a little quicker than it normally does. So I was at a little bit of a disadvantage on this part because I still only have the blades up to level 3. I'm almost there. I'm almost up to level 4. But whereas I have a disadvantage there, I do have an advantage considering the fact that I do have the Kronos' Rage up to level 3. So it really takes care of the third phase of this fight. So you can't damage the translator by hitting him with your hits, but obviously the enemies are going to gang up on you at the end, and also if you fling enemies and it hits the translator, accidentally, it can take about 3/4 of his life. So you really got to be watching out for that. So make sure when you target him at the end, when you're targeting enemies, you're just not throwing them near the translator. And this is really hectic. This is like you need to do it in slow motion because it's just crazy. You have to multitask so much. But the biggest issue here is just taking care of the summoners. These high priests of the fates, as they're called technically. There's about 3 or 4 of them, but just go to town with your Kronos' Rage. The first one goes over here to the left. Just use Kronos' Rage on this, and then hit him with your regular attacks. If you have your blades at more than level 3, that's great because I don't. So it's just harder for me here. So just combine the Kronos' Rage, and you see how effective it is at just stunning all these enemies. And just grab and go. That's the theme of this guide. And then just use the Rage of the Titans to do a lot of area damage to all these enemies. And I thought I was going to get away with this whole part without taking any damage to the translator, and then they started hitting him. It's just really hectic, really fucking hectic. And you need to multitask as best as you can, and just be constantly aware of all the enemies. So I took care of all the summoners here. So now it's just a matter of just clearing these enemies with the Kronos' Rage. And it does get less hectic as things go on. So if anyone needs help or has any other input for this stage that could help other people, I would really appreciate it. And then once these enemies are all dead, we're going to sacrifice this guy.
I've forgotten the words. Read it.
Hear me, sisters who control the threads.
Keep going.
Another searches for what only the sisters may give.
Read it!
As proof that he is worthy. No! Please, no! I cannot do it!
Read!
Accept this sacrifice of my blood.